Okay, did I tell you that I'm part of a research study?
No,
I didn't tell you this?
I don't
Oh,
believe
we talked
so.
about it. So there's the Cleveland Clinic is doing something for DBS patients or with Medtronic. So I went to it last week and I was supposed to go again.
Metronics.
Yeah, but I had to lay in an MRI for an hour.
Yuck.
I know. But are you doing one?
This past week I've signed up for two.
How did you find it?
One, somebody brought the attention to Melissa at the gym,
Oh, okay.
and she sent an email out.
Oh, the Ohio
And
State one.
then, yeah, it's at Ohio State. And then the other one, the Cleveland Clinic. I think I'm just in their database. They just
Yeah.
give me a call.
So now we have an easier way for people with Parkinson's to learn about clinical trials. That's what our topic is on today. Welcome to The Secret Life of Parkinson's, a podcast created by people living with Parkinson's to help break the stigma of a disease no one likes to talk about. Now, here are your hosts, Jessica Krauser and Brian Baker. Spencer Garrett, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Spencer is, he's a data engineer, and so he built what's called parkinsonspathways.com. So I already went to it and I'm already logged in. But it's a site where he built for a tool for his dad who has Parkinson's. Mm-hmm. And I think you initially just built it for him, right? Like you were just trying to help him out.
Yeah.
And provide plain language around clinical trials that are like, clinicaltrials.gov and those other sites. So it's basically a tool that pulls all of that stuff together. I'll let him talk about it. And it puts plain language and a lot of other really cool things about it. So
Yeah, you were showing me, and it looks
easy.
amazing.
And I love the color coordinated things. Like this is interventional. This is in phase 2. This is phase 3. But anyways, why don't you go ahead, introduce yourself and tell us about this tool that you built and what your hopes are for it.
So yeah, like you mentioned, it started out as just a project for my dad, basically. After many conversations with him about his experience looking for trials and just navigating clinicaltrials.gov and how oriented it was towards researchers and people with like that background of just a scientific background. It was all over my head, all over his head. So
it wasn't built for the patient?
No, no, shockingly.
Yeah.
So it all started there and just kept iterating until eventually I sent him a version of it and he's like, oh, this was really helpful. Once we got to like the little 5-word summary of like, this is testing a new medication or this is just observing exercise, whatever the main goal of the trial was. And then I thought at that point to kind of start sharing it and hopefully help at least one more person. But so far I've gotten really great feedback from the community that it's been a helpful tool. So
how do people find it aside from, us like sharing this information? Is it like...
It's really a lot of word of mouth.
Okay.
I post about it on Instagram, have an Instagram account, but there's no, I don't know, I'm not paying for ads or anything like that. So it's a lot of like conversations like these, reaching out to people to see if they'd be willing to take a look. So just a lot of messaging. And,
well, we're happy to share. I'm
reaching out.
Very happy to share. Parkinsonspathways.com. So why don't you walk us through, I already went through it, so now I already forget what I did, but like how, when somebody gets on, how they sign on and how easy it was. Like I think I put in date, age range, how long I've been diagnosed, like kind of walk us through that piece.
Once you go to the website, you have a few options. You can start with just browsing all the trials, no information required. You can just kind of take a look, scroll through everything, and then...
And it's all just for Parkinson's, right? This is just Parkinson's trials. Okay.
Yeah, this is all just Parkinson's trials. Solely focused on Parkinson's. And then if you want to go one step further and kind of see which trials match to you specifically, there's just a quick 4-question survey. Like you mentioned, it's the age, how long you've been diagnosed with Parkinson's, if you're willing to travel. So just kind of narrowing that list of trials down if you want a more specific list of trials. And also, once you get that list, you can then reach out to the trial teams. And we're working to improve that portion of it for people who do actually want to take that next step of trying to enroll in a trial.
Because there still might be some more criteria, right? When you get down to checking it out, at least you're just, like you said, you're just narrowing down the scope. But then, so like if you click in one, like I clicked in one that is, I'm not even trying to pronounce what this is, but it's testing the safety of a new Parkinson's medication. But what I loved is, one, the plain language so that we can understand what it's asking of us. and you kind of go through this, what this actually involves. So is it the same for everyone? Like it says placebo, visits, procedure, medication, washout, travel, and reimbursement. Is that the same on everything?
Yeah. Because those are kind of the main criteria that come up across the different trials, and hopefully trying to give people a sense of like, is this going to be a larger burden if I were to actually enroll in this trial? Because they vary all over the place between is it just observational, I just have to go, or even if it's like some trials are fully remote versus going to a trial site once, twice a week.
Like the one that I clicked on, it says for placebo, it says everyone in this trial receives the experimental treatment. You have to ask about visits. And then procedure, it says brain surgery, implanted device. Cohort 2 will be for PD patients who are receiving deep brain stimulation treatment. So it's like, right away, it's like, okay, maybe like we've already been through DBS, both of us. So we wouldn't qualify for it, but somebody might look at that and it's like, okay, this one's not for me, or this one's, I won't get placebo. Great. I'll sign me up, So, and then
exactly.
Another really fun part that I don't know why I didn't notice this the last time. Eligibility at a glance. It's a part where it gives you what to say. So when you're ready to say like, okay, maybe I am interested in this, what do I do next? And you give the details on that. So let's walk through that piece. So making contact.
Yeah. So if you're in the trial and you do want to reach out to the trial team, it's kind of, I don't know, for me, and when I was going through with my dad, there was always a question of like, well, how do we even get this conversation started? And for him, it involved going back to his neurologist and talking with his team of doctors, but also just if you click make contact and reach out to the trial team, it'll give you the kind of the pre-filled script, so to say, of like what to say.
I think it was perfect because it says, hello, my name is, I'm calling about a Parkinson study, and you have like the study number, and it's like, but those things are really, I think, really important, especially for somebody who's shy like Brian.
Yeah. My question is, how are you getting updates into this? Are you scraping the web, or you have them fed in from clinicaltrials.gov?
Yeah, currently it updates daily from clinicaltrials.gov. We're using that as the source. That's just a registry. Like not every trial on there is reputable or is a safe trial, so to speak.
Oh, really?
So we have some, it's just, and there's even, if you go to the .gov website, there's even like a banner. I didn't even notice that. For somebody else pointed this out to me, that just says, this is a registry. Not everything is vetted. So another part of the process is when we're ingesting that data, to put it through some checks that we've worked with some clinical researchers on, and also having human review to make sure the trials that are posted are actually like
interesting,
something that's not going to be dangerous or some like fringe research.
I had no idea that it was just a registry.
Yeah, you mean our government isn't working for us?
That's kind of crazy. So this
I was shocked.
Well, I mean, I think that's really, you should probably put that on here somewhere. Like, this is a safe place to find.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you say reputable trials?
Yeah, I've been saying reputable, and there's like a little badge on some of them that say reviewed, and that's the indicator that like a clinical researcher has taken a look at this and made sure it's got a reputable sponsor, that they have an independent review board. Just that it kind of checks all the boxes of something that's reliable.
That's awesome. So another thing for this is you can print, like he has like you can print this page for your appointment. So it says like what they will ask you, what to have ready, what you should ask them, what to expect. And then if you want to learn just about this trial, if you're new to clinical trials, and how to talk about it with your family, because it's like, that's one thing for you to go through it, or if it's a family member looking it up for you, then to explain it to the patient, you kind of give like a rundown of how to talk to your doctor, like how long does it last, what's the difference between phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. So this is very, very cool. When did this launch?
I've been working on it. I think I put it out publicly about 2 years ago, and just been slowly adding to it. Like the resources you just mentioned were added within the last 6 months. And I've just kind of been working through all the initial questions that my dad and I had basically, and just trying to put a comprehensive resource together for navigating clinical trials.
So has he found any trials that he's been able to be a part of yet?
Yeah, he joined one. I forget the drug that they were testing, but it was some diabetes drug, and it was a phase 3 trial, and he went through it. But that whole experience of him going through a trial, it kind of gave our whole family a sense of hope that like, oh, all this work is being done. There's whether or not this trial works, at least there's people looking into it. There's people researching it. There's just a whole ecosystem around trying to find a cure for Parkinson's.
Yeah.
So that was really nice.
Well, this is awesome for people that are new, because we have a lot of newly diagnosed or whatever. Are there, and you might not know this off the top of your head, are there a lot of things in here for them? Like, I always feel like every time I would look at clinical trials, it would be like, if you've been diagnosed for over 10 years, and it's like, well, shoot, I'm not there yet. Yeah. Or
it's just overwhelming when you start looking at trying to, and as a patient, you're like, oh, I want to do clinical trials because I want to kind of give back.
Yeah. Or you want to do it before you're on medication.
Yeah.
So I know that was always a big one too.
Yeah, there are a lot of, I guess the eligibility around them can be demanding sometimes.
Yeah. I love this. So right now it says 505 trials recruiting now, 1 new this month, and in 42 countries. So thankfully our podcast is global, so maybe we'll get some other people from around the world to jump on this. Just diagnosed too.
Exactly.
Oh, sweet. Sorry. I'm like looking and talking at the same time.
This
I'm
is
sorry.
great. Yeah. This is great. This is great. There is, I think what you just mentioned, the Just Diagnosed like start here that can kind of help kickstart it. When I first started building it, what I had in mind for like people who had just been diagnosed, at least with my family's experience, was, Brian, like you mentioned, even aside from the clinical trial, just the diagnosis is so overwhelming. It just feels there's a lot that comes with it and a lot to work through. So my hope with the site and making it just free to use, free to browse everything and see all the research that's out there, that to at least give like a family member or somebody who was just diagnosed a sense of hope that like, oh, there's all this work being done and hopefully progress being made on this disease it's a scary diagnosis. So
we were talking about this in a previous segment, but like how, and I don't ever think to ask this question, but I'm going to now, but how has the diagnosis been on you? I know it's your dad that's diagnosed, but it affects the entire family. So how has it been for you and your extended family?
I think it took a little bit for us to, not necessarily to come to terms with it, but to understand it more so. Because we had heard, of course, like I've heard of Parkinson's and Michael J. Fox and all the work that they've done, but hadn't really fully explored it or kind of fully understood everything that comes with a Parkinson's diagnosis and all the different routes that it could take. And it just seems so case to case, it can vary so much. And for me it was pretty tough at first. I feel like it was unexpected. I don't think anybody expects to hear about their dad being diagnosed with Parkinson's or anything for that matter, really. My wife and our son just turned 9.5 months old.
Aww.
And now that's also added like a whole different perspective to it. And like I want him to, like, you start thinking about how will he remember my dad and all the like, it just the dynamics of everything and making sure that that hopefully we're able to support my dad, or hopefully research comes through that helps resolve symptoms or even the disease itself. Yeah, and in all of that, I think Parkinson's Pathways has been my outlet of like trying to contribute in some way and feel like I was doing something.
I think it's a huge contribution. I mean, honestly, because again, I mean, I only found out about, I'm participating in a study right now and he's about to too, but it was brought to our attention versus us going to look. Like I stopped looking.
I think when I first got diagnosed, I tried to look at all clinical trials and signed up for things, but you kind of get...
It's overwhelming.
Yeah, it's overwhelming. You get lost.
It's very clinically.
Yeah, it's just...
Yeah.
Did you ever do anything before?
Yes, the Cleveland Clinic.
Oh.
I did. And I'm trying to think what it was. It was more of a observation.
But it was one that came to you versus you looking for?
Yeah, I think they had some interns doing the study.
when you all were saying it's brought to you just by like the doctors you were working with at the
Yeah,
time?
so like so Cleveland Clinic, they must, like, again, I don't know if they look at it through the My Chart, and like I got two messages actually. One I didn't want to do, and the other one I said yes to because it was just laying in an MRI. I think yours came to you through My Chart too, right? That one did.
I think I'm just in their database.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like it just came like through as a message.
Well, they called and they said, "Hey, would you be interested?"
Oh, okay.
And it's all research. It's really not a study yet. I think it's just collecting
Data.
research.
Maybe
Which
that's
I've
what
done
mine
that
is.
before. There.
Actually, you're right. That's what mine is. It's just research. It's not clinical trials.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now the one at OSU through Duke, that's a phase 3 clinical trial.
And so that one we found out because Ohio State is in our backyard, basically. And so Melissa, who runs our gym, she is connected with all the healthcare networks around here. But so they came to her and said, "Hey, we're doing this study," and I think it's for people with DBS.
Yes.
And we have a large group of people in our community that have had DBS already. So they came to her and said, like, "Hey, can you let everybody know that this is going on?" So those are the ways that I know that I've been participating in stuff. And I don't know why I didn't realize I was only doing research and not a clinical trial. I'm like, nothing's coming of this. Maybe it will, but
Maybe. I'm sure it helps.
are there, so is that like, is that different than like research itself? I know, I'm serious. Like
I don't. Like I said,
just
I don't
thought
know.
about that.
The one I did do there, like they were measuring my DBS. They would they would just keep cranking it up until I said stop, and I was about to pass out, literally. And then they're like, okay, and they lower it back down, and then they had some.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Thankfully,
but
mine wasn't as bad.
it was just funny. It was fun.
So, but what you have built on Parkinson's Pathways is just anything that's like will be like a new product, right? Or that's what clinicaltrials.gov is.
I would say that's true for like the interventional ones, and some of the observational trials are more so just trying to make sure that, like, there was one that's just tracking the progression of symptoms.
Right.
So it's like the observational ones could range from that, and then you go all the way to the interventional ones. That's a new medication or a new version of tried to or being tested to see if it's effective or not. So there's a wide spectrum of trials.
And this is good too to note for people who can check out this website, is you can go to like keywords, and I just clicked on freezing of gait because it was the first one, but it's also one that I know that people that have it is like, it's horrible because there's nothing they can do. There's no medication out there yet. There's only prompts and different therapies that you can do, but that doesn't always help. But you can actually just sign up or put your email in, and then you get notified when you guys have this updated,
Yes.
right? So I think that's actually really good, because if you have a specific problem, which I'm going to let one of our members know this because they're always looking for ones, especially for freezing of gait. But that's a really good alert pool.
Yeah. There's alerts for all different types of symptoms that somebody could be experiencing with Parkinson's. So it's a wide range of different alert options.
Well, Spencer, thank you so much for coming on, but thank you for doing the work that you do. I know this is, you have a day job, so this is on the side, on top of having a 9.5-month-old.
Yes.
So, and taking, being part of a caregiving group for your father. So thank you for everything. We appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me on and sharing Parkinson's Pathways. It really means a lot, even just taking a look at it. So thank you so much.
Well, in our last 30 seconds, I'll leave you with this. Please go out and check out parkinsonspathways.com. Just browse a bit, fill it out, see what's out there. And don't be afraid to make a phone call to contact somebody about clinical trials. There's a script already written out there for you, or you can sign up for your email and get alerts when there's new things coming out. So check it out. And with that, we'll see you all next time.